If you were to look up into the night sky, there's a ghostly wanderer drifting silently among the stars, faint, pale, and almost invisible to the naked eye. Most people have never seen it, and even fewer remember that it exists. Yet this distant world is one of the strangest in our entire solar system. Among all the planets circling the Sun, only one has fallen sideways, spinning not upright, but lying flat, as if struck down by some ancient cosmic blow. Its poles take turns, pointing directly at the Sun, while its equator faces eternal twilight. Seasons there last 42 years. Daylight creeps and fades like a slow heartbeat. This is Uranus, the forgotten ice giant. Cold, quiet, and overlooked, hiding in the space between familiar worlds. Unlike fiery Jupiter or ringed Saturn, Uranus is shy. It doesn't glow with storms or roar with thunder. It turns softly, almost indifferently, wearing its pale blue skin like a frozen sigh. But behind that calm disguise lies one of the greatest mysteries of the solar system. Because Uranus isn't just tilted, it's broken, scarred by something powerful enough to turn an entire world on its side. And that story begins over 2 centuries ago. In 1781, a musician turned astronomer named William Herschel was scanning the sky through a homemade telescope. He wasn't looking for new worlds, only for stars, tiny points of light to be cataloged. But one of those stars didn't behave. Night after night, it moved ever so slightly against the background of the heavens. Herschel thought he'd found a comet. He had no idea that what he'd actually discovered was a new planet, the first ever found in modern history. For thousands of years, humanity had known only 7 wanderers: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and the Sun's great light itself. Then suddenly, there was an 8th, a world that extended the known edges of the solar system and doubled the size of our cosmic neighborhood overnight. When astronomers calculated its orbit, they realized this was no comet. It was something far more immense, an ice giant circling the Sun nearly 3 billion kilometers away. A new frontier had appeared, invisible to every civilization before ours. They named it Uranus, after the ancient Greek god of the sky, father of Saturn, grandfather of Jupiter. A fitting name for a world so far, so silent, and so mysterious. Yet, even as telescopes grew stronger and our knowledge deeper, Uranus remained an enigma. It reflects so little sunlight that, through most of human history, it seemed almost ashamed to shine. Its surface, or what we could see of it, appeared smooth and uniform, devoid of the dramatic bands and storms that define the other giants. For a long time, astronomers called it the bland planet, a frozen sphere adrift in monotony. But beneath that stillness, subtle hints betrayed another truth. Uranus was no ordinary world. Its orbit wobbled ever so slightly, as though tugged by unseen hands. Its faint rings, discovered much later, hinted at a violent past. Something had happened here, something powerful enough to twist an entire planet sideways and erase its scars beneath a shell of ice. Whatever struck Uranus didn't just change its direction, it changed its destiny. If you could stand above the solar system and watch the planet spin, most would look like graceful tops, rotating neatly, their poles pointing roughly the same way. And then there's Uranus. It's the one lying on its side, rolling through space like a marble tipped over by an invisible hand. Its tilt is an astonishing 98 degrees, so extreme that it doesn't just spin, it rolls. One pole faces the Sun for more than 4 decades, basking in a continuous summer, while the other pole lies buried in a winter that lasts just as long. When Uranus finally completes its slow journey around the Sun, a trip that takes 84 Earth years, the seasons switch, and the cycle begins again. Imagine living there. For 42 years, the sun never sets. It just circles the sky endlessly, tracing pale arcs across a dim turquoise haze. Then suddenly, it vanishes for another 42 years, leaving the world in an endless frozen night. No dawns, no dusks, just a slow rotation under a distant star. This bizarre tilt isn't just strange, it's catastrophic. Something colossal must have struck Uranus long ago, hard enough to topple an entire planet, but not destroy it. The leading theory is that a young Earth-sized body collided with Uranus billions of years ago, knocking it sideways and possibly shattering its internal layers. That ancient impact might also explain why Uranus radiates almost no internal heat, as though the planet's heart was silenced in the crash. Deep below its pastel clouds lies a world of extremes, a small rocky core surrounded by an ocean of superheated water, ammonia, and methane, substances so compressed they behave like neither liquid nor gas. Above that, thick blue-green clouds drift slowly, tinted by methane that absorbs red light and scatters blue. Uranus orbits the Sun at an average of 2.9 billion kilometers, about 19 times farther than Earth. Up there, sunlight is so faint it would feel like standing in the soft afterglow of twilight at noon. Yet even at the edge of darkness, Uranus continues its slow sideways spin, a wounded world carrying the memory of cosmic violence in every rotation. You might think that the farthest worlds from the Sun must be the coldest, but the universe has a way of defying simple logic. Neptune, though more distant, still glows faintly with internal warmth. Uranus, on the other hand, is almost completely silent. It is, by all measurements, the coldest planet in the solar system. At its cloud tops, temperatures can plunge to minus 224 degrees Celsius, just a few degrees above absolute zero, the point where all molecular motion nearly stops. The planet emits almost no heat of its own, as if whatever fire once burned inside it was long ago snuffed out. Scientists suspect that same colossal collision that toppled Uranus also killed its internal heat source, scattering its molten core and sealing it beneath thick layers of ice and gas. It's a haunting thought, a world struck down in its youth, forever frozen in the aftermath. From a distance, Uranus looks calm, uniform, almost peaceful. But that quiet blue surface hides a restless interior. Beneath the thin upper atmosphere lies a mantle of strange exotic ices, water, methane, and ammonia crushed together under immense pressure. Deeper still, at the boundary between mantle and core, conditions may become so extreme that carbon atoms compress into diamond. Scientists believe that it might literally rain diamonds inside Uranus, crystalline storms falling through a dark ocean of slush. And though sunlight is 1,000 times weaker than on Earth, Uranus still has weather. Wispy clouds drift in and out of view, and subtle storms roll across its frigid horizon. Winds can reach up to 900 kilometers per hour, not the furious gales of Neptune, but enough to stir the icy air into slow, elegant motion. A frozen world tilted on its side, with seasons that last decades in a heart gone cold. Uranus is like a cosmic relic, a monument to something the universe once tried to erase. Yet somehow, it endures. For more than 2 centuries after its discovery, Uranus remained a distant blur, a pale dot glimpsed through telescopes, mysterious and mute. Then, in 1986, humanity finally reached it. NASA's Voyager 2 had already visited Jupiter and Saturn, revealing their storms and moons in dazzling detail. But its next target lay far beyond, a lonely sideways planet wrapped in blue silence. After nearly a decade of travel through the cold void, Voyager 2 approached Uranus at a speed of 70,000 kilometers per hour. And on January 24, 1986, for the first and only time in history, we saw Uranus up close. What the probe found was both breathtaking and eerie. The images showed a featureless world, a pale cyan sphere floating in endless darkness. No raging storms, no vibrant colors, just calm, frozen beauty. Some scientists were disappointed, expecting drama and chaos. Instead, they found serenity. Yet hidden beneath that serenity, Voyager 2 uncovered clues to a deeper complexity. It detected winds whipping at nearly 900 kilometers per hour, faster than any storm on Earth. It found faint, narrow rings encircling the planet, dark, dusty loops invisible from Earth. And orbiting within them were small, irregular moons, like silent sentinels guarding their frozen world. The probe also discovered Uranus's magnetic field, one that defied all expectations. It wasn't centered nor aligned with the planet's axis, but tilted wildly, almost chaotic. It wobbled as Uranus rolled, creating magnetic seasons unlike anything seen before. For a few brief hours, Voyager transformed Uranus from a mystery into a real place, still alien, still cold, but suddenly alive. And then, as quickly as it came, the spacecraft moved on, heading toward Neptune and leaving Uranus behind. No human or machine has ever returned since. Every giant planet has its companions, and Uranus, though quiet and distant, is no exception. It is surrounded by a delicate system of rings and a family of 27 known moons, each named after characters from Shakespeare and the poet Alexander Pope. Their names sound like whispers from literature: Miranda, Ariel, Umbriel, Titania, Oberon, worlds of ice and shadow circling a planet that spins on its side. Uranus's rings were discovered in 1977, almost by accident. As the planet passed in front of a distant star, astronomers noticed the starlight blink several times before and after the planet crossed. Something was blocking the light. Thin, dark bands of dust and rock, unlike the majestic rings of Saturn. There are 13 in total, all faint, narrow, and strangely uneven, as though remnants of shattered moons that once orbited too close and were torn apart by gravity. The moons themselves tell an even more haunting story. The smallest are little more than icy rubble, shepherding the rings and keeping them stable. But the larger ones, especially Miranda, look as if they've been broken and rebuilt. When Voyager 2 flew past, Miranda stunned scientists. Vast cliffs soaring 20 kilometers high, ridges, valleys, and scars crossing its face like a world pieced together from fragments. It was unlike anything else in the solar system, a Frankenstein moon forged by ancient cataclysms. Further out, Titania and Oberon are larger and darker, dotted with impact craters and mysterious canyons hinting at possible ancient tectonic movement. Each moon seems to carry a different memory of Uranus's chaotic past, echoes of that same collision that turned the planet over long ago. And above them all, Uranus's magnetic field twists wildly. Unlike Earth's, it doesn't align with the planet's center or rotation. Instead, it lurches and tilts, its magnetic north and south wandering across the planet's sky. The result is a field that behaves unpredictably, sometimes shielding its moons, sometimes exposing them to cosmic radiation. It's as if Uranus's magnetosphere itself was caught in the same slow tumble, forever rolling, forever off balance. A reminder that this world doesn't simply spin differently, it lives differently. Since Voyager 2 waved its silent farewell in 1986, Uranus has waited, patient, distant, and largely forgotten. No probe has returned, no mission has drawn near. For nearly 40 years, our only glimpses have come from afar. The Hubble Space Telescope, peering through its faint blue haze, and more recently, the James Webb Space Telescope, capturing subtle storms and changing cloud patterns no human eye could ever see. But telescopes can only do so much. To truly know Uranus, its hidden heat, its tilted core, its strange, fractured moons, we must go back. And now, at last, that dream may be stirring again. NASA has quietly placed a new mission concept on the table, the Uranus Orbiter and Probe. If approved, it could launch in the early 2030s, arriving in the mid-2040s. A long wait, yes? But for a world that hasn't seen a visitor in centuries, time is almost meaningless.